What's the word? Welcome to another episode of Sunday Sidecar, the series where I'll be your monster freak about last week's Tuesday Ukeday drop from yours truly, Uke Brute. This week's episode, your Renfield Your Reek. As I mentioned a few episodes ago, or so, I'm kind of playing Hand of God right now with the song selection from the formerly randomized playlist. And so, your Renfield and your Reek, perfect song for the seasons. I'm sure all of my very astute viewers out there are very familiar with Renfield and Reek, but just a quick recap. Renfield, I think it's like R.M. Renfield, I'm not sure his full name, but character from the novel Dracula by Bram Stoker. He's I'll get to it. And then, Reek is Theon Greyjoy from the Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin. Reek is Theon Greyjoy. He's the heir to the Iron Islands, but becomes a thrall for Ramsay Bolton of House Bolton out of the Dreadfort. And much like Reek, Renfield is a thrall to Dracula, Lord Dracula, Count Dracula. And so they're both thralls, and so that's kind of what the metaphor here is, that the narrator of the song will just be a thrall for Madeline. Oh my Madeline. And so the narrator, is just whatever you want. I'll change my life, I'll break it down, I'll do whatever you want just to be together. And that's the basis of this song. It's not, I don't know, I think they actually, out of a lot of the characters in my songs, I think that these two actually have a somewhat healthy dynamic. It's just, sometimes people just, they change, they become a different person because of the person they're with. For better or worse. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. And that's, the narrator's like, you built me as your Frankenstein. Not to get into that second, it's, I'm not trying to get into the whole debate about, Frankenstein or whatever, knowledge is knowing Frankenstein wasn't the monster. Wisdom is knowing that Frankenstein was the monster, in reference to the doctor, Dr. Frankenstein, and the monster. They're both victims of circumstance. Dr. Frankenstein is probably a much more sympathetic character that he's portrayed in modern meme culture, I guess. And same thing with the actual, monster, Frankenstein's monster, but whatever. But that's not the line. The line is, I'll be your monster freak, your Renfield and your Reek. That's, not getting into the whole Frankenstein monster debate, despite me going off on a tangent there about the Frankenstein monster debate. But that's just, what the song is about. The real monster portion, there will probably be, crossing that fucking picket line and being a scab. Lowest of the low. And, sometimes, to be with the person you want to be, you have to go be the lowest of the low. Not condoning that in any way, even for true love, but for these characters, that's what made them bring them together. And so that's just what that song's about. I kind of missed the opportunity, or as I was practicing, or as I've always played it, I would go back into an open verse, or an open melody on the strum before going back into the next verse. So following that end of the refrain with the But I felt like I would have to do that whole, however many bars that is. I think four, maybe five. I don't know what I'm talking about. But and that would just kind of elongate the song, which was already a very long song, and I just felt like I couldn't get away with. And then going right back into that opening, little riff there. And so I sacrificed that open frame there, or the open section there, and went right into the vocal part. So, coming right out of that, oh my Madeline. Felt like I should have, gone through the whole thing there, but I just wanted to trim it up. Feels like it would have been a little better there, in that sense. Man, my voice is really out in that song too. I was practicing it for a while. This is a song I actually like to play, and it's something I play frequently, so I thought it was going to be a really easy recording. But man, I could not get it done. I kept stumbling. Finally, by the time I got the take that I finally got was only because I managed to get all the lyrics enunciated and not flub it too poorly. But it is what it is. That's what makes things brutal around these here parts. But yeah, that's your Renfield and your Reek. Not much more to say about it. It's just a little a love story about two people who had a shift in mold. Well, at least one of them did. We don't really know what's going on with Madeline. She's just there to become malleable for, I guess is the best way to put it. And that's what makes her Madeline. So that is your Renfield and your Reek. Oh my Madeline. Hope you enjoyed. As always, thank you very much for tuning in, and check back next week for another episode of... That's not how it goes. It should go, check back soon for the ditty from Uke Brute.